All right, it's been like 6 months, something like that. It's been a while since my last podcast, which was last year, because one of my goals was to start a podcast, and I started the podcast and made exactly one episode. So this is episode number 2. Yeah, 2. This is gonna be the shit or shit. I think it's gonna be good though. I think it's gonna be good. So I have a lot to talk about. So I feel like this is a good time to actually make a video. I need to be more consistent. Consistency is key, but most of you know me. If you're watching this, you probably know me. I mean, I got 8 views on my last one, so to eight of you, you probably know me. If you don't, get to know me. Follow me on Instagram or whatever. Anyway, I've had a pretty exciting life, especially 2020, 2021. I've gotten into skydiving. I've taken martial arts to the next level. I'm living life. I'm having fun. And I figure I have a couple of things that happened fairly recently, that I should probably share with you guys. Or not. I mean, like, either way. Anyway, so I think one of the cool things that happened to me recently was on June 19th of this year. I did a canopy course with Jeff Provenzano at Skydive the Ranch. It was really good. He's fucking awesome. And it was great to kind of see how to skydive from someone who's really good at it and get a different perspective on it. It was nice to kind of have and he's cool. He's awesome. A little crazy, which is like, you kind of have to be in order to do what we do. So it's just really fun. I'm becoming a better pilot. I am not really confident in coaching yet. I want to coach to make money in skydiving, help people get their A licenses and, stuff of that sort. I don't feel ready. I feel like I am a little too dangerous currently, and I don't want to take people under my wing if my wings are flapping wildly, if that makes sense. So I want to wait. I've tried to be more safe. I had a little run-in with a close call with a tree kind of recently. I had to lift my legs up so I didn't hit a tree under me, or at least I felt like I did. Maybe that perception was a little off, but it was a little uncomfortable, and it kind of opened my eyes to just the route that I'm living on. I'm dangerous. I'm a little sketchy sometimes. I make decisions and take risks that aren't necessary. But I mean, is any risk necessary, honestly? Do you have to, you can live your life without taking risks, right? So I'm trying to find a balance, I don't want to be boring, but I don't want to die or be hurt a lot. So there's that. So I'm just worrying about taking less risks and trying to get money to live the life that I enjoy doing. I'm good. I'm happy. In between martial arts and skydiving, I'm good. I don't need anything else. I want to try new things. I think that's a part of my life. I try new things. I have different experiences. But in between doing what I'm already doing, I'm good. So I need to figure out how to fund it. I'm trying I'm teaching Muay Thai. I've been doing Muay Thai for 3 years, and there's people way above me and way better. I don't really do a lot of clinch. It's more just the striking aspect of it. So it's kind of weird. People at my gym are much better than me. So to teach people kind of has that little, a little hesitancy with that. But I'm doing it. So it's for lower level people. If people are hey, I want to be a fighter, I want to be a champ, fine, I'll come to my gym and, learn there. You don't have to learn from me. But if you want to get in shape, you want to learn a little fighting, I'm your guy. Also, I'm selling t-shirts. Yeah, this is not it. I got this from a tournament. Sub only, son, because I suck at points. I have 3 different shirts out right now. I'm chasing money, and money slashed out, and it says smiles. Because what's the point of being rich if you're not happy? I'm trying to be happy. I'm just not rich. I need the rich part too. I mean, I don't need it. It'd be nice, but yeah. I have mostly peaceful. I have 2 different things because I'm a martial artist, and most martial artists who really know how to fight, who actually know how to fight, aren't very aggressive people. They're They're nice, they're kind, and they're not gonna start fights with you. They're not gonna pick a fight with anyone because it's not worth it. You can have a knife, or I can beat your ass for no reason, and then it's just like, it's not really too necessary, you know? So most martial artists aren't gonna start anything, but they will finish it. If they need to protect themselves or other people, they're gonna do that. My hair's crazy. And then another one, also like the mostly peaceful is like the protests, like mostly peaceful, which is like, come on. I mean, I have a lot of friends from all different types of political atmospheres, so it's very interesting when I have stuff like that. Some people take it the wrong way. Too bad. I'm a nice guy. I'm nice. I'm just not soft. And then just keep winning, or whatever Dory said. So like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Yeah, so it's like that, but just keep winning. Yeah, so that was cool. I feel really good about starting. I'm doing different companies, like production companies for my shirts. I want to see which one feels good. I don't like ones that feel like they can break, or like that they're really heavy on your chest. You know what I mean? You feel the weight of the actual lettering itself. I don't like that. I love shirts. I'm a shirt aficionado. I like graphic tees. I wear a lot of different ones, and I enjoy it. So I figure I'd make some money off of it. I have a lot of different ideas, and shirts being one of the bigger ones. And I'm gonna start getting them out there and hopefully making some money. I'm gonna start putting them on Etsy. I don't have Etsy. I have one sort of, but I actually don't post anything on it. So posting something soon on Etsy would be very interesting. I want to see how that goes. And art. I'm a pretty good artist. I can draw. I'm creative, I think. So I want to start making money, but I don't feel like I'm like a crazy good artist that could be like, oh, here's this for $400. So I need to think of something to kind of go along with that. I was thinking about starting like an auction and just having it like basically like the canvas plus a little bit for me price. So I could basically like break even and make a little more. Well, it's not breaking even if you're making something, but you know what I mean? Break even on the canvas plus a little bit. And then I auction off, as high as it goes. You know what I mean? Like if one person wants to buy it and I get $5 for it, whatever. But, if more people want to buy it and goes up there, great. I'm okay with having a 9 to 5 in some aspect of that. I don't want to work doing something that I don't want to do. I want to enjoy myself, and I wanted to go towards my dreams. Being an entrepreneur, like working for yourself, is scary. I can't protect myself yet. I can't like just not have a job and just do what I do yet. I'm working, getting more clients, selling more shirts, doing more things. I think that's a way for me to actually sustain the life that I'm living, which is a great life in my opinion. And I'm just trying new things. I have a bunch of goals, a bunch of yearly goals, like resolutions, and I plan on getting them done. And it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy doing it. I help other people. Yearly goals. Yearly goals with a Z. It's on Instagram. I'm helping 8 other people do their goals. I've been slacking in the beginning of the year myself, so it's hard for me to feel like I'm really leading, but I'm getting there. July is looking good. I've been running for about a week straight. I missed yesterday, July 17th, because yesterday was my mom's birthday, but I'm gonna make it up today. Pretty much like after this, I'm gonna go for a run. I think I'm gonna do 10 miles. That's sort of like 9 or 10 miles. That's the plan. But we'll see. I can manage if I do 7 a day now. One of the big goals, one of the goals that I've been looking for a while, I put it on this year, but I've been trying to do this for a very long time. DMT. I don't know if you ever heard of it. If you haven't, look it up. I'll explain some of it, but look it up yourself. Go search it up if you haven't actually heard of it. You don't know anything about it. Keep an open mind. Don't be a loser. DMT is something that I've been looking for 10 years. 10 years. I fell into this hole on Instagram when I was like 16, and I searched it up and I looked it up, and I thought it was really cool and really interesting and it could really help. And a friend of mine in like 2013 told me he got some, and he tried it, and I was like, yeah, come on, please, like I want to do it. And he said, no, it'll come to you. And then a couple of years later, here I am, and I tried it and I did it, and it's amazing. It's very mind-blowing. It's hard to explain. It's hard to just put into words on how it makes you feel and what it changes inside you. It kind of gives you like a little more perspective on what things are. And it was great. It was great. I feel like I personally got a lesson from it. My lesson. It was so weird because it wasn't like building up to it. It was just like crazy seeing colors and kind of experiencing things, and then boom, lesson. And the lesson was, I care more about burdening others than I do about my own well-being. And it's weird because I do feel like I'm pretty confident and pretty into myself. So like having something like that doesn't feel like something that I should try to actively work on, because I'm trying to be more about others. Even though I feel like I'm pretty nice. If you know me, I try to do a lot for other people. But just having something like that, feeling like you need to do less, it just doesn't feel great. But things are going good. This is actually a part of it. So this is like a fourth wall kind of breaking, because this is a goal and I'm talking about goals. I need to be more consistent with my podcast. Hopefully I'll get some more views. $1 would be cool. But anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty much skydiving and training and just trying to figure stuff out. That's my life right now. I skydive on the weekends. When my gym was closed, I was skydiving the whole way through, but I skydive on the weekends, and I train Monday through Friday, unless something goes wrong. I do Muay Thai, and I do Jiu-Jitsu. I do Gi and No-Gi, and I love it. I think I enjoy No-Gi better, but I'm better at Gi. Gi has more options, but No-Gi is more fun, I guess. I don't know. I need to compete soon. I want to fight. I want to get on a fight team. I haven't spoke to the person that I need to speak to about getting on the fight team, because they are there earlier in the day, and I'm usually there at night. Like I'm there at like 6:30 to 8:30, but I'm gonna start training earlier in the week, coming up. So it's good. I would like to get a fight or two in this year. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I just want to get in there. I had trouble. I had trouble thinking about whether or not I wanted to fight. It was kind of scary, like, because fighting for me before I started skydiving was everything. It was just all I wanted to do, and it was very prestigious. People, you're a fighter, you're an MMA fighter? That's crazy. Wow, it's something that people enjoy and enjoy watching other people do. So that was like it for me. And then there was a time that I could switch gyms, and I wasn't fighting for a while. I haven't fought since 2017, so 4 years now, which is a long time, and it felt like so quick. But I haven't fought in a long time, so I had questions, like, is this it for me? Do I want to keep fighting? Do I, like, am I a fighter? I'm 26. Should I keep going? Or, where am I, right? But I realized that if I had $1 million, if I had all the money in the world, and I didn't have to work anymore, and I didn't have to work for anything anymore, I would still want to fight. I would still enjoy fighting, and I would still train consistently and want to engage in mixed martial arts as a competition. And I think that's what kind of reignited me in martial arts, knowing that if anything, I still wanted to do it. It was still a love of mine. And if that changes, if I don't love it anymore, then I'll stop. But I do. And it's scary. It's not something that's like, oh, aren't you scared? Like, no, I'm good. I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not scared of anybody. But when it comes down to it, you are in a fight with another trained martial artist who knows how to fight, presumably close to the same amount or better or worse than you. So it's scary. It's not just a chill thing that you do. But I think That's what I enjoy about it. I enjoy scared. I enjoy being scared. I enjoy doing things that make me afraid. And I want to keep doing those things. I skydive for that reason, I think. Even though I'm not really scared of it, maybe that's why I'm a little sketchy. But I'm working on it, obviously. And it's just amazing. Fighting, doing martial arts, and skydiving makes you a superhero. I don't care. I don't care. That's what I'm sticking to. And that's where we're going with that. And it's just fun. It's just fun. I was more of a grappler when I first started fighting. My first fight, the guy came out kind of crazy. Jonathan came out kind of crazy. I feel like he was a little better than me striking. I took him to the ground. I felt like I had a bit of an advantage on the ground and kind of went with that as much as I could. He did end up submitting me in the end, but it was sort of like from standing. We were like in a clinch, and he like took my back from standing, and rear naked choke, finished. So I was more of a grappler, I guess you can say. And then my second fight, I was like, I'm not grappling. I'm going to go in there because striking was what scared me. So I wanted to go in and strike. So I was like, I'm going to go in and strike with Bilal. And damn, working, he took me down. So we weren't really striking much. Like first 15, 20 seconds of each round was striking. And it was my doing. And then he took me down. It's kind of a boring fight. He's a good guy. I have nothing against him. I follow him on like Facebook and stuff. Great guy, you know, nothing against him, but it was kind of a boring fight. So I did that, and we were at 170, and at that time I was walking around at 173 pounds, so 172, 173 pounds. So to make the 170 mark, I just didn't eat breakfast the day of the weigh-ins, which was the day before, right? My first fight was also at 170, but the weigh-ins were the same day. So it wasn't, we were the same size. But Bilal was a little bigger than me. He was stockier than me. I'm not muscles. I'm not really a big guy. But he asked me about it, and he was a little bigger than me. He told me to go down to 155, and I did. That weight cut was horrible. I have another video about it, but it was horrible. Our water loading, I hate it. Like, it makes you think you're hangry because you missed lunch? No, not when you want water and you can't have water, and you haven't really eaten a lot. You can't have fruits, can't have starches, sugars, salt, any of that. It was horrible. I was eating boiled grilled chicken, so no flavor, egg whites, almonds, and spinach. That's it. That was my whole diet for a week. It was horrible. I was shredded though. I was ripped up, son. It was good. 155. I made weight. I was like 154 point something. Then I need to take a shit, which is hard. Like, really? I couldn't do that before. Anyway, so yeah, then I went into my third fight at 155, and I fought Mike Taylor. He struck a little bit with me. He got like 2 leg kicks on me. I punched him in his side. And then I took him down. It's so funny. I wanted to strike so bad the last fight, and then this fight we were actually striking, and then I ended up taking him down. I got on top. He swept me. I got an arm triangle, swept him, and then finished the arm triangle. It took like 1 minute and 15 seconds. And it was the best time of my life. It was the highest high that I have ever felt, and not in like a, altitude way, but it was great. And it made me really understand why fighters fight past their prime. Like, when you see someone who's 45, 50, and they're still fighting, it's like, what? You're too old, dude. What are you doing? But once you realize how good it makes you feel to win, especially, when you're looking at someone, when you're watching someone in UFC or Bellator or ONE FC, and you're like, that's so old. It's like, you don't understand how good they feel if they win. It's an amazing feeling, and it makes sense why people want to chase that. So it made me understand that more, and it's good to chase something that makes you feel good about yourself. It's good to go after something that's hard. I feel like a lot of people don't chase after things that are really hard. They come home, they watch Netflix after a long day of work. You work 8 hours at a job that you're not really working at. You're not really doing much work, You're not really working. You're working, but you're not putting effort in. I think effort is where you really get your own, your own things from, where you get your own like good stuff, where you get accomplishment and purpose from when you work hard for yourself. And it's cool. I feel like now that I was scared of, having to give up skydiving to go back to work. I work on Broadway. Having to give up skydiving and martial arts to go back to work, it was scary. And having to work and try to do stuff for myself kind of gave me that, wait, why don't people have a side hustle? What's the point of not having a side hustle? Like, you're on season 4, episode 3 of whatever, and you don't actually do anything for yourself. You come home and watch Netflix. And I don't want to bash anybody. Like, if that makes you happy, fine. But you have to understand that going home and not doing something for yourself, not actually trying to better your own life, is going to keep you where you are. You're not going to get a random promotion, like, unless you work hard. The people who get the promotions are the people who are working hard at work. If you're not working hard at work, you're not just going to get some random promotion. I mean, granted, it may happen, someone above you, Anyway, things may happen, but working harder is the better way to get where you want, I saw this thing from Pitbull, and he said, oh, you're so lucky. It's weird because the harder I work, the luckier I get, which is great, like, to be luckier because you're working hard. You're not lucky. You're not lucky. That's what working hard does. It gets you where you want to be. And I felt that. I understand that. Because if I can make an extra $100 a month, which is a little bit if you're really getting in there, $100 a month is good. What if someone gave you $100, you can be like, oh, wow, thanks. Getting money is great. Especially if you take that time for making the $100 to stop spending something else. Listen, my weekends are always packed. I always have something to do on the weekend. I always have something to look forward to or to get after. I do endurance races. I like doing like 5Ks and 10Ks and triathlons. This year I want to do a marathon. I need to look for one, but it's way too hot into July to run 26 miles. So I'm going to wait maybe a little bit longer to actually get that marathon in. But I've been running consistently about 7 miles a day besides yesterday. And I feel good about that. So I want to get this marathon done and out of the way, but I'm not trying to be dumb about it. I want to be really good about it. So, doing that on Saturdays and jiu-jitsu tournaments. There's a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments on Saturdays, even though they cost money. They cost like $45. But if you go out on a weekend to party, you spend like $60 or whatever the case may be to go party for a day, a couple of hours, So having a tournament is probably a good way to spend your time. Or fight, I think, takes 3 days, sort of. Friday, usually, well, this is how it usually is for me. Friday's the weigh-ins. So, you're depleted. You're skinny. You're tired. You're hungry. You're probably a little angry. A little nerve-wracking because usually during weigh-ins, that's when you face against your opponent. That's when you see the person that you're going to face. So it's nerve-wracking. So, like, working on that day would be weird. Granted, you could do it, but Saturday, the fight itself, you're kind of getting things ready, getting things set, getting your mind right, and making any last-minute adjustments that you need to, or whatever the case may be. I mean, you're not making many adjustments, just sharpening things a little bit. And then Sunday, depending on how you did, you have to, like, heal and get better, My first fight, I had big lip. My lip was all messed up. I had a black eye, I think, on this side. I forget, but I think it was on this side, which would be a right hand, which would make sense. I had a cut right here. You could see it right here, right? Yeah, I had a cut there. And my foot was a balloon. No, I'm just kidding. I kicked wrong. I was like kicking just with my foot instead of my shin, so my foot was pretty big. Hurt a lot. Didn't break anything though, so I was all good. So Sundays to like recover. My jaw fucking hurt. My jaw hurt so much. I was drinking smoothies instead of actually chewing, because opening my mouth hurt. So there's that. My second fight, I was fine. My second fight, it was actually okay. I had oh, and celebrating. You know, you need to celebrate. Even if you lost, you still have fun. That's why they do after parties. You know, you still try to enjoy yourself. You did something great, you know? I had this really cool mark on my second fight right here. I drew it actually in like one of my books. And it looks so cool. And I had like a little mark right here, but I was fine. Like nothing hurt. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't like, oh damn, it hurts to walk or it hurts to do this. Nothing. It was great. So that's awesome. That was my second fight. Boring fight. So I mean, pros and cons. And then my third fight, funny enough, the shortest fight, the one that lasted 1 minute and 15 seconds. He landed 2 kicks on me. One of them was semi-clean and then one of them was clean, right? Like I checked it, like I lifted my shin straight up. I didn't put it out, but I lifted my shin straight up. And he like kicked me on the side, so like not really a check. I wouldn't really call it a check, but I did lift my leg up to some extent. And then I put my leg down, he got me with a clean one. And then I took him down. And that one, it took like 3 days for me to heal. I was trying to lay in my bed, and it felt like my leg was gonna pop. Like, it was just sore, it was big. I couldn't sleep on it for like 3 days, but I mean, I was still on cloud, so, you know, give and take. So fighting is like such an enjoyable thing, and it's something that most people don't ever experience. They're never gonna have that locked in a cage with another human being and trying to win a decision. I don't know about winning a decision, you know, like people aren't really trying to win decisions. They're usually trying to get a finish. You know, they're trying to knock you out, they're trying to TKO you, or they're trying to submit you. If you're trying to win a decision in a fight, I don't know. Maybe I'm just low level. Like I'm a blue belt. I've been doing martial arts for like 8 years now. Jiu-jitsu for 3 years. Muay Thai for 3 years. I did Taekwondo for 4 years. Kickboxing for like a year and a half. Little bit of boxing. Little bit of judo. That's about it. Oh, I've started wrestling 1 day a week on Wednesday. So I'm still fairly new to martial arts. But I don't really like if someone's trying to get a decision. Like, trying to win by decision. No, you want to finish somebody. If you're a striker, you want to knock somebody out. You want to TKO somebody. If you're a grappler, you want to submit somebody or TKO somebody. You want to finish a fight. I don't see the point of trying to win a decision. It doesn't make sense. Which is also why I love sub only. Yeah, shout out Good Fight, by the way. Sub only is, I think, the best way to do jiu-jitsu, at least. Because points suck. Points suck. I am bad at points. I get smashed 90% of my roll and then get a submission, usually. I mean, you know what I mean. I'm not usually getting a submission. But when I do get a submission, that's how it usually goes. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to be a better top player, but that's just me. Sub only is my preferred choice. I would say no time limit, just until submission. Like, I'm not talking, no back takes, no like spider web, no triangle position, just grapple until someone submits. I think that's the best way to go about jiu-jitsu. But then again, you know, if people go a bunch of hours without getting submitted, then I could imagine how it would get boring for some spectators. You know, people's moms want to go home after a couple of hours. They don't want to sit there for 16 hours and watch their son almost get choked or daughter almost get choked or whatever. So I think that's the best way to do it. So having an experience like that, having experience that someone wants to do something like that to you is beneficial. I feel like it helps you understand what people are capable of outside and what people try to emulate outside. Because if you see someone street fighting, they don't know what they're doing normally. They're throwing punches wildly, they're shooting for bad takedowns, they don't have good balance when they're on top, if they're on top. So it gets you prepared for that. And it's just something, it's something that's so intimate and so, I know it sounds weird, like being intimate about someone who you're fighting, but it's true. There's just something about living that life of having something so pure, like a fight with another person, that it's just, you have to experience it. You know, it's like skydiving. Like, you can't do it without, you can't understand it without actually doing it. You need to experience it. And it's good. It's scary and it humbles you. You know, just the act of doing martial arts just humbles you, and doing stuff like that scares you makes you a better person, I think. Which is why I'm a great person. No, I'm kidding. I suck at a lot of things. But just having those experiences, I think, makes you more complete and opens your perspective as a person. And I would recommend everybody go skydive once. And I don't want to say everyone go fight, because like if you're like 60, like now's probably not a good time for you to like jump into fighting. I mean, unless you go against another 60-year-old, which might be okay. Just don't get hurt. You know what I mean? Like, don't go for kicking and break your leg. Anyway, you know, if you're young, if you're youngish, I would suggest go train for a bit. Go talk to your instructor and tell them, hey, look, I want to participate in a fight, in one fight, and hey, maybe they'll accommodate for you. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Up to them. I can't tell you what's gonna happen, but I think having a fight is good for everyone, or at least a tournament, at least a jiu-jitsu tournament if you don't want to get like seriously hurt. Also, tapping is a thing. Don't get your shit broken. So it's good. Speaking of break, I watched the Conor McGregor fight recently, and July 10th. It's now July 18th, and it was cool. I went to my friend's house, my friend Rich, also another up-and-coming MMA fighter. But I went to his house. I was coming back from the ranch, from skydiving, to go and watch the fight. I was on the highway. I don't remember which one. I'm from the city. I don't remember which highway it is. Like, I use a GPS. And it hit traffic. It was getting slow, and it was during the fight, right? Like, it was past 10 o'clock. The fights were going on, and I was trying to get to his house. I wasn't able to leave earlier, and I was trying to get to his house. So it hit traffic, very slow, and then all of a sudden, traffic stopped moving. Stopped completely. I was like, it was like, really? Now's the traffic? I'm trying to get to my friend's house. I'm going to be there already late. And on top of that, now there's traffic. There's not usually traffic at that time. It was like 10 o'clock, you know? But there was traffic. And it got to a point where it got to a standstill. I put my car in park. I have a sunroof. Opened the sunroof. I stood up out the sunroof and looked out to see if I could see, and nothing. Just more traffic all the way down the line. Somebody next to me was like, do you see anything? And I was like, no. The guy was like, oh, you got a beer? Because we were just chilling there for a while. And then it ended up being like a half an hour, right? And so somewhere throughout that half an hour, I have GPS, and the GPS was like, your route is now closed. And I'm on a highway, so I had no idea what to do. So I was like, oh, great. I'm just going to sit here until further notice. After about a half an hour, started moving again, and finally get to the front, and I see this, like, no, everything that happened already is pretty much handled. All I see was a truck, and they're picking up two motorcycles. And it made me think about, like, somebody might have died. You know what I mean? Like, when you're in a motorcycle, when you get into a motorcycle accident, unless it's something small, like, you have nothing. There's nothing around you to protect you. You have no protective shell, like when you're in a car. You're just on a motorcycle. You're just on a and two of them. There was two motorcycles there. And it made me really think about how, like, I'm over here worried about traffic because I'm going to miss a fight. And some people, two people or more, may have lost their lives or seriously changed their lives. I mean, I hope they, like, just, maybe they were drunk and got locked up or something, which is better in a sense, because they didn't get hurt. But I hope nothing happened to them. But my guess is they either died or seriously injured, you know? And it's crazy to think how we're worrying about such little things and such little problems, and why, oh, traffic, and oh my God, I gotta go to work, and things of that sort. And like, bad things happen to people, and it's scary. And especially now in 2020, 2021, people have passed away. A lot of people have died. I feel like the country is like very divided right now, and I just don't know where things are gonna go, you know? Like, we're like a month into Biden. Not really a fan. But we'll see where it goes, you know? Like another 3 years of Biden, and then what's gonna happen in 2024? People are gonna hate Biden so much we're gonna go back to Trump. Are we gonna have another Biden? Is Biden gonna just say no and then it's gonna be Kamala Harris? Anyway, who knows? I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm looking forward to it though. I'm looking forward to life going on. I'm gonna just work hard and try to be the best that I can be. And I hope that someone enjoys watching this. I hope I'm okay at it. Yeah, follow me on like the Instagram and stuff. If you don't follow me, you probably got me on YouTube from Instagram, but just in case, bouncy blue _ and _ squishy pink. Yeah. So that's it. That's it for episode 2, and I'll see you for episode 3. Maybe there's more than 8 of you this time. Have fun. Bye.